Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Sapphire and today I want to talk about generational curses. Okay, so we're going to hit a few points today. I want to talk about where generational curses originate from and how they continue to go from bloodline or generation to generation. Okay, so a generational curse is a okay, so let's start from the beginning. So I'm gonna basically, it's no other way to tell you what a generational curse is if I don't start all the way from the top, okay? So, a familiar spirit. Let's start with that. A familiar spirit, which I touched on a little bit in my last video, is a spirit that it recognizes, patterns in people's lives, and it kind of like um, it knows how to keep things going, okay? So it can see where you're going and it can reroute you to go another way because it's like it knows the next step that you're about to take, okay? So it's a familiar spirit and it goes on from generation to generation. So let me tell y'all why that makes, why that has anything to do with it. So I'm just gonna use an example, y'all. Um, let's say that you know, someone way back in the day, okay? So a grandmother got hurt by somebody, and I'm just bringing it to how a grandma got hurt by somebody, meaning um, she got married and her husband cheated on her and he didn't care nothing about her and he just left, right? So now she has a daughter and they're in a one parent household. And the daughter, um, you know, the mom, she's resentful for what happened. And now she's raising a daughter and she doesn't want her daughter to do the same thing that she does. So she tries to counteract whatever decisions the daughter tries to make. So now the mom is operating in the familiar spirit, right? So she sees the daughter doing things that she was doing. So now she's trying to counteract, the things that she's doing. So this goes from generation to generation. And now the decisions that the daughter is trying to make are decisions that's going to change her life because God made us all different, right? We all have our own decisions and we all have our own path. So now the mom is trying to live through the daughter, right? So the mom had her choice to do what she wanted to do. And God, he gives you free will, right? And he allows you to make the decision that you want to make. So whoever, if you make a decision and it affects you in a bad way, then that was your decision to make, right? So now you have this child and they're going on about their life and you raised them, or you might not have raised them, but now they have decisions to make and God is with them just like he was with you when you was making the decisions that you made, right? So, or whoever, I could be talking about me or whatever. So, um, you, the child has to go on making the decisions that God has put before them to make a better life for themselves. And I'm kind of being repetitive because I want to make sure that, you guys are understanding. The parent is messing up the child's life, okay? If you raised your child and your child is either way, they have their own life to live, right? You can't dictate your children's life off of what you went through because then you're making them go in the same way that you went. right? Okay, so that's how generational curses start. So, um, so as it keeps going from bloodline to bloodline, say now the child listened to the parent, the bitter parent, the one that never got over what happened to them. And now the child is in the same situation as the parent because they listened to them, right? Instead of making the decisions to break the curses off of their family. Because, like I said, God, He has a plan for everybody. He has a plan for each generation that comes about. That's why you see it to where some people around you, you can see, say you grow up in a household and it's not a good household. Like everybody fights, nobody loves each other, stuff like that. And then you got a friend, right? And their household is like so loving, and you love to be over there because their parents are nice, and everybody gets along, and this and that. Somebody chose to break the generational curse in that family. Somebody chose to do the work on themselves so that they can, be able to raise a whole human being. Meaning, they are okay. So, in my other video, I talked about being unforgiving, and now I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit more. So if you want to go back and watch my old video about how to forgive and what unforgiveness looks like, then go ahead and go back because that's a big catalyst to help you be able to break the generational curses off of your life and off of your family's bloodline. So you, the parent, the ancestor, they didn't forgive, so they're carrying on that bitterness from generation to generation, putting it into all the daughters until a daughter decides that, because for one, this familiar spirit, it's not a good spirit, and over time it grows to be bitter, right? And when it becomes bitter, it it tears everything up, y'all. Like I'm trying to tell you, like it goes from being that the parent is trying to protect the child to the parent becoming resentful of the child because the child is breaking the curses, because the child isn't listening, isn't being obedient to what the parent is saying. So now the parent is mad at the child because the child is not listening. And then the parent starts to see that the child is breaking the curses. So now the parent has to explain what's going on. You know what I mean? But if the parent can keep the child under control, then nothing changes. So the familiar spirit, it it gets out of control and starts to ruin families. So like I was saying, each person, God gives you a chance to break these curses off of your family, and it's on you to use your it's on you to use your free will to go the other way or go the way that he's telling you to go to be able to make it happen, right? And this looks like you going into solitude and healing instead of keep getting into relationship and not finding out who you are or why you're going through the things that you're going through, or what familiar spirit is stuck to your family. Because this doesn't only happen, it's not only about single women, it's also about people who get married to people who they're not supposed to be married to, right? Because people, if you get married to somebody that you're not supposed to be married to, this is what it looks like sometimes. This person doesn't value you, and you may value them more than they value you. So now you're living a life because of them. You know what I mean? Like you no longer have your own life because y'all don't have the same views. So whatever your purpose is or whatever you're supposed to do, it doesn't matter anymore because you gave your life to that person, right? So that's what it looks like when you get married to the wrong person. That person is gonna, whether you believe it or not, is gonna be controlling you because you're gonna be trying to please them because of the familiar spirit, because you wasn't a whole person when you married them, because of your inner self seeking something outside of yourself. You found that person, right? And then before you figured out how to love yourself, before you figured out, um, before you figured out what you were supposed to be doing in life, you found this person and they filled the spot that you were supposed to seek God, right? You were supposed to seek God and find out what that spot was within you. So then you can find the right person that soul and spirit and purpose aligns with the one that you have, right? So now it's a lot of us walking around here married to the wrong person. And that all trickles down to a generational curse because, like I said, the parent, they chose not to do the work, which is the inner work to find out how to break these curses off of, your family. So, what does a whole person look like? They are emotionally secure. They have a sense of self love. They don't look for love outside of their self because they was given enough at home. They know what a healthy relationship looks like. Okay? Not even looks like, but what it feels like. Okay. So that's the goal, right? To raise whole human beings because that's the way that the curses are able to be broken off. But in able to raise a whole human being, you have to become one yourself. And the only way you can do that is sit with yourself and figure out what's going on. What's going on in your family, and no matter how long it takes you to figure it out, you got to do it. And that takes being in solitude. That takes seeking self. That takes seeking God so He can tell you who you are, so you can begin to become that person and break off the things that are of the world and not, of you. That's that familiar spirit. That familiar spirit goes from generation to generation, destroying families because somebody didn't take the time to do the work and figure out where the spirit is coming from, right? So now we have a bunch of broken families, and now we have a bunch of unloved children in 30-year, 50-year-old bodies, okay, that refuse to do the work that it takes because now it's not that they don't know that they're even going through it, it's that some people don't know how, okay? They don't even know how to begin. Some people so bitter to the point that ain't no breaking off nothing. And I'm just being honest, like, don't be the person who is not able to heal your family, to heal your bloodline. First of all, you have to get away from the people who's trying to stop you. And sometimes this looks like your parent, okay? Because, like I said, once you start to break these curses, it's unfamiliar to them, okay? It's unfamiliar to the familiar spirit. And that familiar spirit is going to do anything it can to keep everything familiar. So you have to release yourself from these people in order to change the bloodline, okay? Because it's not that, people didn't try, but you have to build yourself up, like really do the work internally to be strong enough to break these things off your family because it's not going to be easy. You have to tell people no, you have to be alone, you have to, like, it's a lot, y'all. And I'm not trying to say that it's impossible, but it's you have to be dedicated to your process, okay? To break these curses off of your family. This stuff that we going through in this lifetime is not normal. The way we eat, that's a generational curse. It came from our ancestors. And our ancestors was forced to eat like that during slavery. And I'm not trying to like bring up, well, but this is that, y'all, because we had to eat the scraps from animals. Now it's a thing. Like, we ate chitlins in slavery because that's all the scraps that we was given. Now it's a staple. No, that's insult. It's insult. We still eating slavery food. Like, no, y'all. Like, it's time to break. No more pork. Pork is not good for you. Pork is swine of the earth. Okay? Let me tell y'all a story real quick, biblical. So, it was a man with legions, and legions are like a spirit. It's a group of spirits, okay? It's a bunch of different spirits, curses, and it was in a man. I don't remember his name, but I know it was in a book in the Bible. And Jesus, Jesus rebuked all the demons from him. He cast the demons out of him. And when the demons were cast out, the demons asked Jesus to cast them out into swine, into pigs. And the pigs, the swine of the earth, the dirtiest animal you can eat, they ran into the water and died. Like, y'all, quit eating pork. Okay, yeah, but I was going off. But see, these are how generational curses are brought about. Like I said, the things we eat is a generational curse because we're familiar with it, because it's what our ancestors never broke off. Okay? What else? The way we think about ourselves is a generational curse. Okay? If your parent never had self-love for themselves, then how could they possibly know how to give it to you, right? That's a generational curse. And I'm not making an excuse for nobody. Just because you didn't know how to do it, now you do. It's the age of Aquarius. We in a whole nother, lifetime now. You can see what other people are doing. It's so easy to pick up a book and read. It's easy to go online. Like, I'm not exempting nobody. And everybody got the same 24 hours to heal themselves. Like, this is detrimental to the future, to the to our future children, that we fix these things. Let me tell y'all something, okay? And I'm just being honest. It's people who's been on this earth who already knows the things that we didn't know, okay? They know they broke the generational curses off of their family decades ago. And so now they have businesses, they have whole families, they have empires because they've already done the work. Now here we are trying to catch up, right? And it's one person, right? Say it's one person out the family who like, okay, y'all, we gotta get this together. We gotta break these curses. We can't be angry with each other no more. We gotta show each other love, right? And this one person trying to war against the whole family to tell the family, if we just get it together, we can have wealth. We can be healthy. Okay? Like, it's so detrimental. Y'all share this video because we got to get out of this mindset. It's all a competition with us. It's not, we not in competition with each other. We have to thrive as a people. Think about, we've been left behind. Like, come on, y'all. It's time to get up. We got to heal these generational curses. We got to stop allowing the enemy to win in our families. We got to stop the enemy from taking our children. Like, it's so, like, our, when you refuse to do the work and break when you refuse to do the work and break the curses off of your family, you are telling your child, I don't care what happens to you, okay? You're going to go through the same thing that I went through, and that's your fault. What do you want me to do? But we choose to have these children, and we tell them that we love them. Do you know what love is? Love is what Jesus did. God sent Jesus. Okay, so Jesus is the vessel. God is the spirit. Okay? The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Okay, I'm trying to make y'all understand. My bad. So, God is Jesus because the Spirit of God is within Jesus. Okay? So, He sent Him here to walk the righteous path so that we can see how the righteous path is walked. Okay? Everything that I'm sitting here saying to you is in the Bible. It's not saying it the way that I'm saying it, but it's saying it. How it says, raise your children up and they will not depart from the ways. Okay? How it says that the righteous shall, I don't remember, how does it say? The if you endure through something, you're gonna make it. Like life is hard. Did you see what they did to Jesus? We can't give up. It's hard. It's going to be hard from day to day. It's going to be different. You're going to go through different things. But because God sent Jesus down here, we have a whole book that we're able to look in that will guide us through life. And whether you want to use, first of all, God is the center of everything. And I want to tell y'all, people who say they don't believe in God, but they believe in like other spiritual practices. Why do you think those other spiritual practices are able to be practiced? Because God gave the thought to a man, and the man walked out the thought. And the thought is, y'all, let me pull out my Bible real quick. I just want to say this. And I know I'm all over the place, y'all, but I'm in my groove, so don't. Y'all, and I need some water, but I'm still gonna talk because I'm not gonna let this message not be. Okay, listen to this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the heavens and the earth was formless, empty, and darkness. In the beginning of every idea is a thought. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Okay, so let me just tell y'all this. We are creators. God is the creator of the earth. God created us so we can create things on the earth. So in the beginning was a thought. God gave us the thought and we act the thought out, right? So, and this is me still trying to go back to God is the creator of everything. It ain't nothing on this earth that He didn't put here, okay? But, y'all, it's so much, okay? It's so much. Like, God created the heavens and the earth, right? And then He put certain rules here so that we can be able to follow them. And this is going biblical. Our ancestors, which is the ancestors of the Bible, they went another way instead of going the way of the Bible, right? And so God, he got mad. He like, I'm not gonna deal with this. I told y'all that y'all can have this, and the only way y'all can have it is if you create good things. I told you what to create. I gave you free will, and I just told you not to eat that fruit. But you ate that fruit anyway, so now I'm about to destroy y'all. Like, that's basically what's going on. So when you look around the earth, it's destruction and calamity. What you think God gonna do now? That's what I'm saying, y'all. We got to fix it. And I'm going in circles, but I'm finna end this video. I hope you understand what a generational curse is, y'all. A generational curse is a familiar spirit that our ancestors never got rid of. So now it's trickling down from generation to generation and destroying our bloodlines. So now we're not able to obtain our generational wealth. Now we're not able to obtain the good things that God has for us, the promises in the word. Like, y'all, it's so much more. But I pray that that you get something out of this. And if you gotta watch it again, because if God sent you to this video, it's something in here for you. And if you have any questions about anything that I didn't touch on, let me know, and I will, I'll answer your questions. And also, if you have anything that you want to send, a question, email, you don't feel comfortable, um, speaking about it on the comments, my email is in my bio and my, under my picture on my page. So yeah, y'all, that's it. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all. I know I done got way off, subject, but I got the gist of it through. So, yeah, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, and have a good day.